I know I mentioned this last week that finally we knew where Bregman was going, and we don't have to talk about him anymore. But just one more time. We're going to talk about it one more time. Alex Bregman signed a deal with the Red Sox, 3 years, $120 million, deferred money. We have signing bonus money. We have, all kinds of stuff. But in essence, it's 3 years, 40 a year, which is $10 million in AAV over any other deal he was offered anywhere else. He rejoins Alex Cora, who was his coach at Houston. You might remember what they were both involved in. But one interesting thing about this whole thing is that the Tigers actually offered a 6-year, $171 million deal. And the Astros were at 156. Now, 6 years, 171 sounds pretty good to me. Now, I understand the AV is not great, but it is, it is security for a long period of time. But one thing I thought was interesting is that he chose to go join Alex Cora and not AJ Hinch. Interessante. Now, Bregman joins a team that you guys may know already has a third baseman. He goes by the name of Rafael Devers, and he once took me around the pesky pole for a 3-run home run. It's okay, though. Don't worry. Only one of the 3 runs were mine. That was the one that he counted for. The other 2 were cash, baby. I hated cashing in runs. It's like one of my... I'm so mad. So they have a third baseman. So this is creating an interesting situation. Okay, but really quickly before we talk about this man, there is an interesting stats line on Alex Bregman. He has a good track record at Fenway. In 21 career games, he has he's batting .375 with 7 homers and 15 ribbies. His career 1,240 OPS is the best all time in Fenway for a visiting player with over 90 at bats. That is incredible. Actually, no. It's the best in Major League history among all players, not just at Fenway, all players. This is giving me shades of like when Robinson Cano signed with the Seattle Mariners because he absolutely raked in Seattle, and no one has since. So that's interesting that guys are factoring that in when they make their decision about where they want to go. But the thing about him not going with Hinch is so interesting to me, and we're going to talk a little bit about his free agency in a second, but right now I want to touch on Rafi Devers. Now, Rafael Devers, it's been thrown out there. They said if this deal happens, Rafi could play third, Bregman could go play second, and we're good. And we got Tristan Casas over at first. Like, we don't need to mix it up too much. Bregman profiles as a second baseman, and he has said that he is open to it. He played shortstop at LSU. He was a very good shortstop. A lot of people thought he would be a shortstop, second baseman type player anyways. Third base was a little bit weird at the time, and he won a Gold Glove last year. It's worked out really well. And he's open to going there, so I don't think there's going to be an issue. But somebody, this guy, has heard what has been said, and when asked of whether or not he would be moving, he said this. We're gonna listen in a moment, any moment. Maybe this is it.
Yeah, I mean, third base is my position. It's what I've played. I don't know what their plans are. Like, I know we had a conversation. I made it clear kind of what my desires were. And
now when you pay attention at the end.
Like I said before, like my position is third base. I don't know how they want to go about it or what they want to do, but I know that that's the position I get ready to play every day. And it's just, it's just my position.
How would you react if they asked you to DH? How would you feel about that?
No.
Can you translate that, please?
How do you feel like the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, third base.
I don't know if you caught what he said there at the end, but he said no. No, he won't DH. No. Just, what if they asked you to be the DH? He goes, no. So, right now they're okay. Bregman can go to second. But what if, guys, what if Kristen Campbell comes up? Their big prospect, Kristen Campbell, who is part of their team moving forward. They want him to play second base. What happens? It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but it's very clear that this man does not want to go be a DH. He's still like, 23? I don't know. It seems to never age. And the guy's a freak at the plate. But, yeah, if we're taking Alex Bregman or Devers for the defense, I think I know who I'm picking, and I think I know who you would pick as well. So, yeah, interesting. Also, I want to point out, being a translator in these touchy situations sucks ass. It must be awful. Must be truly terrible. Truly terrible. But, yeah, we have the Red Sox. Look at we have our title here, Boston Bregman, but don't call him DH Devers because he no like you that. All right, into some news. It's news time. Let's get ready for some news. Never gets old. Giancarlo Stanton's hurt again. The New York Yankees slugger Giancarlo Stanton is uncertain for opening day because of tendonitis in both of his elbows. Double elbow tendonitis. When asked whether the issue would impact Stanton's ability on March 27th opener against Milwaukee Brewers, manager Aaron Boone responded, "Tough to say." Yeah, I don't think it's that tough to say. He's not going to be ready. That's in a month. There's no way. He hasn't swung in 4 weeks. And this isn't to throw shade, man. Stuff happens. Some people just everyone reacts to how their body feels differently, right? Some people only want to be at their maximum level when they play. Some people just want to be playing no matter how they feel. Those are honestly, there's a lot of value for both because you don't want to go out there and be 60% of yourself and just suck. That's not as good of an option as people act like it is. So I don't want to throw shade at him. However, I thought this would be really interesting that was part of this. And thank you, David, for setting me up with this. So, after being traded to the Yankees in his first season with the Yankees, he hit 38 home runs with 100 RBIs. Thumbs up. That is earning your salary. That is earning your contract. Then he missed 266 of the next 708 games. So now that we have double elbow tendonitis right now, you can add that to these injuries. All right. This is the list. I didn't know this list. This list is crazy. A series of injuries included strains of the right bicep strain, right knee strain, left hamstring twice, left quad, right ankle inflammation, and left Achilles tendonitis. So just so we're clear, we have right bicep, right knee, left hammy twice, left quad, which is on the other side of the hammy, along with right ankle and left Achilles. That is everything on your body. Now add both of your elbows to that. Nothing here is, so from the chat, great point, Branch. So many soft tissue issues. You hear that a lot, soft tissue. What does soft tissue mean? It literally means muscles and tendons overstretching or not stretching enough. A lot of people have soft tissue issues like this, or weird pulls and things. Another guy who already in a short professional career, or in a short big league career, Brian Wu of the Mariners, he has had some weird stuff because he's a pitcher. When a guy's really athletic, when Byron Buxton, right? When a guy's really, really athletic and really hyper mobile, athleticism and mobility are go hand in hand a lot of times. There's a lot of guys that are hyper mobile, meaning their joints go past 180 degrees. They really flexible naturally. which makes you, when you're doing things quickly, explosive, you get out of your range a lot and you get hurt a lot. Like hypermobile people who are tight like me are generally more durable, but they also aren't as athletic. So like that's the trade-off. And Giancarlo Stanton is a freak athlete. Freak. So sometimes freak athletes, especially in baseball because it's such a slow grind, get hurt a lot. So, but unfortunately, Yankees fans, Stanton's hurt again. And I hope he gets healthy really soon because he's really fun to watch. And I want more of that playoff stuff, man. I want more of that playoff stuff. Incredible. We just got a couple subs I saw. Gordita Deluxe, brand new sub, Gordita Deluxe is your name. Gordita Deluxe. Thank you so much for that subscription. Appreciate you a lot. Hasn't he also had pecs, tendonitis, or strains? Probably. You guys got monster pecs, dude. Monster pectorials. So, Rendon is already on Rendon's having surgery though. We're gonna lay off Rendon. We talked about him a lot last week. It's looking like a Jacoby Ellsbury situation, and I'm sure he doesn't need to be piled on anymore. People talking about him a lot. I wish the Angels luck with Moncada. Maybe he'll get 50 games in or something. All right, next, moving on. As the Yankees are in the news quite a bit today, Marcus Stroman reported to camp last Friday after missing the team's first 2 days of workouts after physicals. Now, we know not too long ago, he was asked about the starting rotation, possibly moving to the pen, because their starting rotation, which we will talk about in a little bit, is looking pretty full at the moment, and he's on the outside looking in. He said, I'm not a bullpen guy. I won't pitch in the bullpen. I'm a starter. I agree with him. One thing about Marcus Stroman that you guys all need to know and that I really appreciated to him, he sticks to his guns and you know where he stands. It's never wishy-washy with him. You know where you stand with him, and that is really refreshing sometimes. Also, he took hard stances on things, and a lot of times those hard stances were in a benefit of the team, like all the players. He was saying out loud what everyone else wished they could, but we didn't have the courage to do it, and then he would do it. So like having that guy in your clubhouse, I found was it was just not, we knew a guy who would speak up. We knew we had a guy who would speak up, and that was nice because not every team's like that. That said, Cashman said, I agree with him. I see he is a starter. So let's see how everything plays out. 6 weeks of spring training. Basically saying, let's see if someone gets hurt. And he slots right in, which happens a lot. Not everyone's ready right out of the gate. And they don't have a ton of depth behind him. Like there's no young guy who's like going to take his spot. So it's kind of him, and then there's Gap, and then there's some other like replacement level stuff. So he's going to get an opportunity if it presents itself. Problem is, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And yeah, but he didn't show up for the first 2 days of workouts. Not a great look. A lot of people are up in arms about that, but I need you to be very clear. I need to be very clear here because I did this once as well. According to the CBA, every year there is a mandatory report date. Actually, so technically, according to the CBA, spring training is optional because you're not paid a salary. You are not paid salaries. You're given a stipend that does not cover living at all. Like everyone's paying out of the ass for living. Even I think it's like $1,300 a week or something. But like a rental down there is like $20,000 for, like, not kidding. Just a normal Airbnb is like $18,000 for a month. Because it's spring training and they know they can charge that. So, outside of getting tiny apartments are $5,000 for the month. Like it's the only way to make any money that way. So anyway, I'm not going to complain about that all day, but I will say not showing up for the first 2 days of workouts when pitchers and catchers have shown up, not a great look, not putting you in a good position. However, you do not have to be there until the whole team. You don't have to. Like you can show up a day late if you need to. And he chose to not do that, but I guess they've talked to him and they're moving forward with it. So, but right out the gate, we got Giancarlo Stanton going down. We got Marcus Stroman not being the happiest, but I have a feeling that he's just going to slot in and he's going to be healthy. And he also lost his house this offseason. So Let's all remember that too. He's had a lot going on. Just if you pile on, I don't know what my job looks like this year. Like, he just can't think about that right now. You know, his house in Malibu got burned down in the wildfires, which I can't even imagine. I can't physically imagine coming to grips with that. And I feel for them so much. Like, I would be like, I'd be in shock. So dealing with that stuff has been an absolute nightmare, I'm sure, as well. And the Yankees continue on. Aaron Boone. Response to the Dodgers throwing out shade. Now, a lot of you guys may have seen as of late that there was, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Joe Kelly, who likes to go, this was actually far long ago. That was probably a couple months ago. Likes to go on local radio stations a lot and threw out a little bit like, yeah, the Yankees look terrible. Like they had nothing. Chris Taylor also jumped on. So I kind of just want to read the transcript of this one out to you like it's the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, trial. So this is what he says, all right? In regards to this situation, Aaron Boone responds. Boone says, I don't like hearing the Dodgers trash talk. I don't like hearing it, the Dodgers trash talk. But the reality is we didn't play our best in the series, and they won. They have that right to say whatever. Hopefully, we're in a position next year to handle things with a little more class. We're in that position next year and handle things with a little more class. The reality is it's a great team. It's a great organization with a lot of great people, and I happen to know and respect, too. A few people sounding off isn't necessarily how I want to draw it up, but they're the champs. They have that right. Well done. This was in response to Chris Taylor's comment. Everyone saw it. The kind of shit down their leg. I mean, he's not wrong. It was like one thing after the next. I think our energy in the dugout was kind of feeding off of that. It was like, all we got to do is put the ball in play right now. Joe Kelly said, we were saying it every single game. We just let them throw the ball into the infield. They can't make a play. I mean, you saw Shohei got an extra base off going to third off a sloppy Gleyber Torres play. It's well known. We all knew. We're the Dodgers. We know every little detail. But past that, it was a fun series. Damn. Aaron Boone then continued on and said, you don't hear that from the Freddie Freemans, the Mookie Betts, the Shohei Ohtanis, the Clayton Kershaws, or whatever in the world. Sometimes they're coming off the drunkenness of winning a world championship. Some guys are more inclined to spout off and be a little more colorful than others. Again, that's their right. They won, hopefully. We're in that position to do things better. And what he means by that is Chris Taylor and Joe Kelly, maybe not the ones to say things, but you know what my opinion is? Anyone can say anything. Because I don't think we would be taking it any better if it were Mookie or Shohei or Freddie. I think we would be saying the exact same things we're saying now, and it hurt a little bit, and they didn't like it. But yeah, there's a little Real Housewives drama for you. So, Yankees, a lot going on. First couple days in spring, we're talking about all kinds of stuff that isn't related to this season yet. But I hope it's always as eventful because guys like me got stuff to talk about. Now, do you think that he took it well, but did the fans? I'll let you go look that up. My last manager and buddy, Mark Kotsay, signed an extension through 2028 with the Oakland Athletics recently. He extended that deal. The deal was announced today, coincided with the team's first full squad workout of spring. Kotsay 49's fourth season with Athletics. They are getting better. They won 19 games from my last year. My bad. My bad. More the next year. So they won 69 last year and 50 the year before that. They are poised, I believe, to make another jump forward with the likes of Brent Rooker being on contract now with a nice little team friendly. They added Luis Severino. They added Jeffrey Springs. Lawrence Butler took a step forward and was a G last year. So it's a good team, a lot of good players. Shea Langoliers is due for 35 pumps. I think they are positioned to, not to make a run for the division per se, but possibly, just possibly, making it interesting. And, we know they have Mason Miller. They got pretty much the same starting rotation coming back with the addition of Jeffrey Springs and Luis Severino. So it just got better with some guys with another year under their belt. JP Sears. And then Kotsay doesn't have to worry about it. So good for him. Guy deserves it. Guy works really, really hard. And he was, frankly, I had a lot of crap going on, and he was one of the most understanding people. It's the best I could have possibly hoped for. Except for that one time when I came off the aisle, I was like, hey, could I not go in? Could I avoid like leverage just for one outing? And he said, sure. And then I went immediately in and threw the seventh in a game where we were winning. And he's like, hey man, I know you told me that, but like, I don't know what else to do. I'm like, it's fine. It's good. You tried. So, Mark Kotsay back with the A's for another couple years. He's going to be holding down Sacktown the whole time, but he's a Cali guy, so I'm sure he's fine with it. It's okay. And our last little tidbit here, Mike Trout on the move. He is now your favorite right fielder. Ooh, is Sacramento hitters or pitchers park? It's kind of even. It's not too bad. It can get really bad, but it's not too horrible. We have Mike Trout, protecting Mike Trout, keeping him healthy. That is number one goal for the Los Angeles Angels, because we know it's not get starting pitchers. That's never been on the list. But I think that everyone in their organization, I think that every baseball fan all around the world wants Mike Trout to be on the field, and this might be a way to do it. Put him in right, make him not have to cover as much ground, DH a little bit, and keep him healthy, which leaves center field open to two options: Mickey Moniak, left-handed stick, or Joe Adell. Joe Adell has been better in the last 12 months or so and established himself more as an everyday player, but it's not like he's being pushed out of the way for somebody else. They're kind of have to fill that gap in. But Moniak's been good too. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. He has slowed down a little bit too. So he's never won a Gold Glove in center fielder, which surprised the hell out of me. I didn't know that because I always felt like he was close. But anything that keeps Mike Trout on the field for 145 games a year, I'm game for. You could put him in a bubble between games, and I'd be cool with that. I don't think he would be, but I would be. So think about it, maybe. But here's to Mike, and here's to hoping that he continues to absolutely destroy the AL West for the near future. And that concludes today's news. Yeah. Yes. Hello, everybody. Everyone I hadn't seen. Any chance he moves to first base or DH? I don't know. First base. Center outfielders don't necessarily move to the infield well, except for Bryce Harper. Maybe he has got to go to right field first. And then he can go to first. Maybe. Oh, my God. Oh my God. I thought you were going to say Trout got traded. No. I don't even know how you would do that. I don't know. I don't even know how that would be possible. You can't move that guy. He's got way too much money on the books and way too many injury concerns at this moment. But that was a good question. Trout is truly the modern day Mickey Mantle with way less of an alcohol problem. Yeah, maybe. I hope so. Yeah, there's a lot of right fielders. You're right. Right field's pretty stacked. Right field's pretty stacked.